All right, guys. I think it's pretty important to transition in from dumbbell variations into your principal lifts. Again, it's going to be 10 to 15 reps. It's going to be 3 to 4 reps in reserve. This is my first squat with more than like 60 pounds in a year and a half. So I'm going to go super light for the first set. I'm going to work into something that I can manage for like that 10 to 15 rep range. All right. Cool. So let's get it. Okay, this is set number 1. I'm doing 135. I'm focusing on keeping good form and hitting depth. Feels heavier than I remember. Feels really heavy. I don't know why. Kind of interesting. All right. So after set 1, the weight itself in my legs doesn't feel so bad. I could definitely squat more weight, but all of my supporting muscles, all my supporting joints are kind of sore. So I'm talking my lower back was feeling it a little bit. I'm talking my knees are feeling it a little for the first for the bottom portion of the thing, for the first couple reps. My ankles are feeling just a little bit tight. So this is kind of like the key part of not like pushing yourself like crazy. It's not worth you injuring yourself on your first week back. We have to hit this kind of introductory Phoenix protocol program to kind of get you to a point where you're going to be able to handle all the heavy weight. These things here are your safety bars. Okay, that's if you foul a squat. You don't absolutely crush yourself. So what you want to do, and this one here has like a side hook. Basically, it's going to have 2 prongs that go into these holes right here. One of the prongs will be shorter than the other one and kind of slides into it. So that's where you take it out. So on this side, it's going to be here. Turn this up, slide this thing out. Now what you want to do is you want to slide this thing to the point where, set that a little wrong. You want to slide this thing to the point where it's mere inches, a couple inches from the low point of your squat. So let me set this up and I'll show you guys how it feels and how you test it. I'm going to do a controlled squat. I'm going to get to the bottom of my depth. I'm going to see how close I am to either one of these, and that'll determine where I'm going to set my safety bars. Okay, so as you can tell, this one right here is way too low, so we're going to retest. Okay, retesting again. Okay, so if I was to fail, you see that one right there. So that's the proper height I need to set my safety bars to. Oh, failed. Perfect. If you ever were in a position where you did fail, all you do is you would just completely unrack your weights, put the bar back up, and re-rack everything. So that's how you do safety bars. Okay, set number 2. It's not about, right now, it's just about not hurting yourself. It's about getting yourself prepared. So don't worry about the weight. Squat with the bar if you want. Squat with a 10 on there if you want. There's going to be a time and a place when we're trying to get to a 3-plate squat, which is 315, a 405 deadlift, which is 4 plates, or a 225 bench, which is 2 plates. There's going to be a time where you're going to want to struggle, all right, and you're going to hit failure. But we want to make sure when we're at those times that we have proper form, that our body has the ability to not hurt itself once we put ourselves under those strenuous amounts of load. Right now, we're doing 3 or 4 reps in reserve. Starting week 4, we're moving down to 2 to 3 reps in reserve, so you'll be getting closer to failure. Originally, the Phoenix protocol I set up to be 4 to 6 week workout, and it was just 3 days. I don't really care to be going to the gym 4 days a week for the introductory work right now, but I'm going to set up a day 4 that you can float in whenever you want. You can either do it here at the gym or you can do it at the house. So I'm going to set up just kind of a core. For the core, ideally you'd want to do it once a week, but if you want to be an overachiever, you could do it twice a week. there's nothing wrong with having a core that's too strong, only a core that's not strong enough. So we'll be implementing that in week 3 going on. All right, peace. Now, real quick, I haven't talked about this yet. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where and how advanced or how new to weight training and lifting all of the followers are. So, when it comes to you guys over there who are newer, all right, I'm going to teach you your footwork. So, for starters, the reason that we were doing goblet squats is because it's through a goblet squat is where you find where your feet should be. Okay. Now, everybody has different angle when it comes to their hip socket. Okay. So I've seen some people where they feel very comfortable, most comfortable. Okay. It's your most comfortable spot, but they feel very comfortable, like toes straight, knees in, like underneath them. Okay. Some people feel really comfortable like that. For me, when I do this, I get kind of tight in my like outer knee a little bit. So for me, I'm a little wider and I have a slight bit of toe flare. Okay. So the most important thing on this is you want your knees to follow directly over your toes. Okay. People get hurt when, for instance, if you see people squatting super wide with super flared feet and then they come in, instead of their knees coming out here, their knees are kind of drooping in. It's when this gets offline is when you start to introduce the risk of injury once you get into the heavier weights. So that's kind of how you do it. As a general rule of thumb, play with this a little, but I think I've seen most people that I've been working out with over decades is they have a slight bit of toe flare. Okay. I've never seen anyone anywhere close to past like parallel. I have seen a few dudes at parallel. Most people have slight toe flare. And the reason for that is because when you're going to get down into your squat, most people's knees are going to drive slightly out. And most people are going to be slightly wider than shoulders. So find out where your most comfortable squat is. Also, too, when you're pushing super heavy weight, do not let your knees track inside. Some people will do this and break down. It takes 15 pounds of lateral pressure to tear one of your 3 ligaments in your knees. You don't want to do that, okay? So that's thing number 2. Now, I'm going to also talk about the walkout. I see a lot of people fucking up the walkout. So the walkout is either a 3-step drop or a 5-step drop. I like a 5-step drop. Basically what I'm going to do is when I come to unrack this weight, you'll see some people come in like this and try to unrack it with one leg. When we get into the max outs and you're trying to preserve every ounce of energy you have, you don't want to start out max out by trying to beast up all the weight with one freaking leg. Okay, that's going to make you uneven. That's going to get you super tired. So the best way to do it is, for me, it's a 5-step drop. So I get my grip. I measure everything almost the exact same that I would on a barbell. So for me, I get my thumbs to the inner part of this line and I cheat them out just slightly, like maybe ½ inch, okay, quarter inch to ½ inch. Then what I do is I try my best to line up my back with the center cut here. And that's why I absolutely love these Olympic barbells. They have the center cut. Now, as soon as I come and I get into the center cut, right, I droop forward. I line up the center cut as best I can. Okay, I also use a mirror if it was in front of me. Now, instead of picking up the weight from this position, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in like this. I am not going to droop my back down low. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to brace my core. And I'm going to get a little mini squat. I'm going to lift like this. Now, immediately from this position, what you should be doing is you should be getting and clearing this front bar here. So that's what I like to do, is sort of do like a little mini walk. Then I take a big walk and I then find my right footing. Okay, that's what I do. Now, some people will go immediately back, like a straight back drop. I don't like to do that. And again, it's because it's happened to me once before, a long time ago. When I was going and doing a straight back drop, I kind of went like this and I kind of hit my weight and I had to drop it behind me. So it's super important to pay attention when you're getting into the drop, that you just clear that first like couple inches. So for me, it's like this. I like to clear it a little bit And then I take a huge step right there. Then I get here. At this position, I find my foot position. So I have an extra 2 steps. If I already found my foot position, then I'm good to go. For me, I usually have a visual thing that I'm trying to hit on the ground before every squat, no matter what the weight is. You should brace your core. You don't want to squat all loosey-goosey. You want to brace no matter what. And that's that. Also, too, when I'm racking my weight, I had somebody once when I was benching, they dropped the weight on their head because they tried to drop the weight into the holders. Don't do that. So when you're on rack the weight, what you do is you walk forward, you hit the fronts first. Okay, you can do it crooked too. It doesn't matter. You're gonna eventually hit the fronts. Once you hit the fronts, you can then drop your weight and you're good. Okay, do not try to angle the weight into the bottom of the hook. Hit the front first and then let it drop. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you guys want more like just one-on-one stuff when it comes to like stance, anything like that. Or let me know, if you're like an advanced guy and you don't need that kind of thing, I can skip that going forward on the other stuff. Ooh, okay, third set, 10 to 15. I don't know if I said this before. When you're doing squats, you are not pushing through the balls of your feet. Okay. You see some people, especially like basketball players, they do that on purpose and they don't go all the way down because they're working to be able to explode and jump. Okay. If you're doing an Olympic style squat, you're going to be pushing almost out of the heels. Like when I'm deep in my squat, it almost feels like I can lift like my toes off the ground a little bit. So that's where you want to be pushing from. You don't want to be pushing from this unless you're, unless you're playing football, or if you're going to be jumping from this position right here, you're going to be pushing off the balls of your feet. But for a traditional squat, you're going to be getting past parallel. You're going to be pushing almost out of the heels of your feet. All right, third set. I know what you're thinking. You're like, man, this guy, he's barely doing 135 for a set of 10. There's no way he's going to have a 315 squat. Yeah, you guys might be right, but the goal is going to be 315. I think you'd be surprised at how heavy, if you push yourself and you do it correctly, how heavy that you'll be able to get. All right. Trust the process. Have faith. You want to know how you can spot a true gym rat? One question. Tell them without saying anything else. Okay, if you're a true gym rat, right now on squat or bench press, count the numbers. Count the numbers. Just say that. Go up and count the numbers of the weights. If they can't rattle off 135, 155, 185, 205, 225, 275, 295, 315, you know that they're not a real gym rat. All real gym rats would know that. And if you know, you know. All right, guys. Sets 2 and 3, my back and my joints, everything started loosening up, which is perfectly awesome. So I'm going to jump up for 135, just, a little bit. We're going to go 155, okay? Now, this part of the workout, two things. Thing number one, you use a good like 5 seconds, 10 seconds to prepare yourself to do the lift. Mentally, you need to get where you're going to go. B, don't ever think about the weight. All you're going to think about is good form and pushing and driving. I approach 135 the same time, probably going to approach 315. Same mindset. I'm not thinking about the weight. I'm just thinking about everything I control, good form, pushing as hard as I can, mentally preparing myself, convincing myself that I can lift this weight before I actually get there. Okay. Right now, I'm like, okay, 155. I'm popping this off for a set of 10, exactly like I would 135, no questions asked. Get myself prepared. All right, I'm good to go. Good work, good walkout. There we go, right there. Ooh, I had some in the tank, boys. There you go. All right, on to the next workout. Also, too, always try to decompress your spine after something like that. Also, get a weight belt. I don't really like to use weight belts, but when I'm doing run rep maxes in a few weeks, I'm gonna need it. All right, guys. You know the drill. Romanian deadlift, aka RDLs, aka stiff leg deadlifts. Third and final sets. All right, let's get it. All right, guys, we're gonna hit our 3 sets of the leg extension. We are also going to work in leg curls this week. All right, I feel pretty comfortable about that. So we're gonna hit in leg curls as well. Right now we're doing 3 sets. You already know it, leg extension. Increase the weight, set to different camera angle. Woo. Oh, the burn. 4 more. Ugh. All right, guys. I had to use both hands for this one because I am getting gassed. So weird filming angle. But third final set, let's do it. We go from leg extension to some leg curl next. Oh, the burn. Getting a good burn on this one. All right, guys, the standing leg curl that I want to do is taken. So hack 101, gym hack. You ready for this? This is on the leg extension machine. What you do is you take this bottom part, you put it as low as you can go. You take this, you move it just slightly so that you can fit underneath it. Now what you do is you cheat your leg up. You put this pad about an inch or two above your kneecap, right? You get weight on this, it's lightweight. Like I'm talking like 55, all right? So what I do is I kind of get on my tippy toes. I guess you kind of have to be taller for this. I anchor my right leg right here. And then there's your curl. So gym hack 101, if you know, you know. Whew. And then you switch, you kind of cheat your left leg up a little bit, and you sort of lean forward like this, and then you hit your leg curl. When I'm doing my leg curl for the first couple reps, I like to kind of move a little and make small adjustments to where it feels really comfortable for me. There you go. That's the ghetto-fied leg curl. All right, set 2, ghetto-fied leg curl. So interesting debate topic here. So this is my 7th workout I've recorded in the gym. I haven't had a single person say anything to me about my camera. As you guys know, I'm pretty like weird about it. Like I'm not filming like stealing everyone's space. I kind of try to do it in the corner in like very confined areas. So I haven't had anybody say anything about it. I haven't had anybody that works at the gym ask me about it. Everyone's just completely normal. So that's kind of cool. So don't ever feel discouraged to record yourself in the gym, but at the same time, be conscious of everyone's space. Okay, we're like a community here. Okay, we're in a community. We don't ever want to discourage anybody or make anyone feel super uncomfortable in the gym. So keep that in mind all the time. Don't be like those whack influencers you see online that get all pissed when somebody walks through their camera angle. It happens. All right, set 2. All right, third and final. Ghetto-fied leg curl. That felt great. Dropping the weight to the lighter weight felt awesome. Boom. That was actually felt really good. Okay, you guys know what it is. Leg press 12 to 15 on these guys. Okay. All right, y'all, set 2. Weird angle. There's a family that started working out next to me. I just want to, don't want to invade their privacy. So switching into the weird angle. What's up? I increased my weight. I'm doing 3 plates. My hamstrings were like, they're fatigued, but they didn't feel terrible when I was doing this set. They didn't hurt. I didn't get any immediate like tear or anything. Super tight, hot feeling. They're just overall fatigued. So I'm moving it up a little bit to 3 plates. See how that goes. All right. Third and final set. I probably should jump back down to 2 plates, but I forgot. I'm already sitting here. So 12 to 15. I'm going to see what I can do. My legs are gassed today, which is good. When your legs are all tight, everything's gassed, it means you're getting a good workout in. You break your muscle down, you're building new muscle. Pushing yourself, so that's good. All right, let's try to get it. Public service announcement. Don't be that guy. Re-rack your fucking weights. Your glutes, having strong glutes, is going to be what drives you out of the hole at the bottom of your squat. So if you're trying to max out your squat, you're hitting glutes. You're hitting glutes. Let's see if I have to loosen this. It feels small at first, but now that I'm wrapping it around, it feels like it actually fits. It does. It barely. It fits. For me, I don't really care about doing 3 plates. You'll see girls on here doing like 3, 4 plates. That part does not really matter. It really matters about the range of motion and flexing your glutes. If you keep doing this, there is a good chance that you're going to have a more impressive booty than your girl. All right, so don't do it too hard. You don't want to make her jealous. Haha, just kidding. Keep in mind, a man has 10 times the amount of testosterone, give or take, than a woman does. So whatever you decide to work out on, you're just better at growing muscle. So you're going to get results faster in a lot of cases than women. So you don't need to nearly work your butt out as hard as like a girl, for instance, and you're going to get pretty decent results as a guy. Seated calf raise, I only got a plate on there, all right? I'm going to try and film one holding camera first. Here we go. Ooh, got to lighten the weight. That's week 3, day 1. Almost in the books. We're just hitting our cool down right now. You guys already know how it is. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. My joints were a little bit sore as I jumped into the actual like main movement parts and switched it up a little bit. But I'm not too worried because it's not like I was getting sharp pains shooting up my back or anything like that, or into my any of my joints. You can just tell it's been a while since I've been doing something like that. But overall, feeling pretty good. Let me know how you guys are feeling too. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to hold yourself to the same standard as me. Maybe you're an avid gym goer. If you want to up your workout, or if you want to lower your workout, feel free to do it. The important thing is, though, is that you're making progress from week to week. That's the important thing is, so don't compare yourself to others. Don't automatically think that you need to keep stacking on more weight every single week. You can, instead of doing more weight, you can do more reps. Focus on your form. Even if you wanted to, you could add an extra day, an extra week on if you wanted to. That portion's all up to you guys. All right. But I want to motivate you guys. I want you guys to work out with me. So try your hardest to be in here with me every single day when I'm doing my workouts. All right. We're going to all get to our goals together. Ugh. I kind of like these cool downs. I don't know about you guys, but it just kind of stretches your whole body out before you leave. Got the quad stretch. We're gonna switch it up on the hamstring today. All right. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, hamstrings are tight. Hamstrings are tight for sure. Hamstrings are dangerous. You want to make sure those are stretched out. You do not want to go heavy with tight hamstrings. That's 101 how you hurt yourself. I've hurt myself many times before trying to go heavy, not being properly stretched out with like tight hamstrings. For me, my hamstrings are always like chronically a little tighter, so I always have to stretch them out a lot. The other thing is my hip flexors, like in here, it almost feels like someone's stabbing me with a knife if I don't actually like stretch out my hip stretchers. So everybody's body is different. Make sure you find out where your trouble areas are or where your areas where you lack the most range of motion. I'll always be sure to be stretching those things out. Oh, oh, oh man. My calves they're tired. This feels really good. Boom, boom. All right, guys, see you for all day 2.